Hello my dears, we are back with another yoga class. I have to apologize in advance, there's a lot of noise from tree surgeons outside. I hope that can't be heard in here as much as I can hear it. Anyway, you have been warned. We're going to start seated by just bringing the hands onto the chest and stomach. We close the eyes, we put a smile on our face. Little reminder, although I'm sure we all know it drives our brain into activity that's typical of happiness. And it lets our muscles relax, doesn't it? So we'll keep that smile on our face. Throw out all the noise outside, hooray! And we start guiding our breaths. Slowly in and slowly out. And if you'd like, you could use your J breath, that little constriction in the back of the throat. Or you could just keep the throat the way it is. And your breath the way it is. And just get that feeling of almost not guiding it. So you're so subtly manipulating it that the breath doesn't realize. Whichever one you choose, breathe in for the same count as out. And don't just feel the breath as it moves through your upper body, but also your heartbeat. Just had a chat earlier about how little we are in control and how much we are in control of our emotions, of our hormones. There's so many things that happen to us. But through our breath we can control the whole chemistry of the body. And our brain waves, which hopefully are going to go from agitated to calm. Hopefully in the next hour we'll create some positive neurotransmitters and happy hormones. And then we'll come into Samvrit Pranayama, so still breathing in and out for the same count, but holding at the top for the same count, and holding at the bottom for the same count. If you're pregnant, obviously don't hold your breath. If it feels uncomfortable, don't either. Blood pressure issues, heart condition, or one of those things. But if you just take it really gently, then it's probably fine. So just a second or two in, hold, out, hold. So you could still do that ratio, but not prolong those breath holds, those 2 kumbhak retentions of breath. Drop our hands, right hand resting in the left palm of the hand, and we just gently move into the neck. Could be a circle, could be a half circle, could be that you're staying somewhere for a longer stretch. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep that smile on your face. More reminder to myself actually as the noise is growing outside. And we bring our left ear towards the left shoulder, and we could stay exactly where we are with the hands just resting in our lap. We could bring the right palm of the hand or the tips of the fingers onto the ground. Depends on how you're sitting, how low you can get. And the left hand could add a little bit of weight on the head. That is optional. Even reach the right hand away from us and move into our fingers and into our wrist. If we feel like it, we can go a little bit further and also engage the shoulder. But don't worry if you decided to keep that hand on the ground or hands in the lap. slides the head down so that the chin comes to the armpit. And from here to the collarbone. Relaxing the hands down or bringing them to the back of the head. Try to keep your back straight. Maybe you want to gently push the shoulders to the back and the chest to the front. From here, slowly raise the head. Eyes could be closed, as you might see if your eyes are open, mine are. And then drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Again, option is to just stay here. Or that right hand can add weight on the head. Left hand can come down. Palm of the hand could press into the ground. So if you're sitting cross-legged, you're probably a little bit lower than when you're sitting on the heels. So yeah, different options. Allowing yourself to feel that stretch into the side of the neck. And then down into the shoulder and arm, maybe even. Now raise that left arm. Just to the side, move it to your fingers. Move it to your wrist. Again, this is optional. We'll get the chance to do more for the hands, wrists, forearms and shoulders, but if you want to, you could move into the shoulder as well as you rotate. And relax that left hand, guide your your chin. We only have one chin to the right armpit. Shoulders forwards and create space between the shoulder blades as you round the rest of the back nice and slowly. Keep breathing as low as you and come back up. Interlock your hands, bring them behind your head, and raise your head. Chin goes up towards the ceiling as the head drops into your hands. Arch your back a little bit, just a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades. From here, release. Head is straight, right hand comes down, left arm reaches to the right side. Slowly come back. Left hand down, right arm over. And release. Eyes can stay closed as we raise the arms and move into the fingers and into the wrists. Hands into fists, thumbs inside and draw circles. Into the wrists, keep the shoulders relaxed. The noise stopped. It's really rather peaceful, isn't it? Maybe you didn't hear it at all. That's what I'm hoping. stretch your fingers out, so spread those fingers as wide as you can, and then draw circles with the fingertips. Again, just for the wrists. You will of course feel this in the forearms and in the arms and the shoulders a little bit as well. In your elbows maybe. Or focus on the wrists. Okay, and then from here, push your elbows down, making the arms create a W shape. And we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades and push the elbows and hands to the back. And then back to center, not to the front or anything, just back to that normal position. Squeeze towards the back. And back to that normal position. Now can we guide our breath again? Slowing it down. Samvrit Pranayam through this. So box breathing actually is what they call it in the West. Quite simplistic. I always think Samvrit Pranayam, getting rid of your mental fluctuations, your mind chatter, your mind wandering. So just that focus on the breath and now on movement as well. Like we're multitasking. Of course we can't. It'll take all of our attention. And still the mind will wander. And on top of all of that, you have to listen to me. It's terrible. Anyway, we keep going now in our own time. Finish that round you're on. And whenever that is for you, roll into the shoulders. Slow shoulder rolls. Getting that feeling of really strong shoulders and starting to feel quite heavy in the arms. I know. And from here, chin to chest, arms to the front, round the back. Pull your left wrist to the right side. And over to the other side. And back. And bring the hands in front of us and come onto all fours. Tuck the toes under and then bring your hands a little bit further forwards. And come forwards and back. As far to the back as you can, so you're sitting back, feeling the toes here, balls of the feet, and getting a little stretch here into the soles of the feet. And then coming forwards and staying there as well. And once you feel that, hopefully all the way from the fingertips up to the shoulder. And then we keep going, forwards and back. We can play around with moving through this. We can then have a moment to hold again. Up to us. Slowly come back into Padmanasana. So you're going to bring your hands under the shoulders again, a little bit further in. And then we inhale, arch our back and raise the head. Maybe it's looking to the front. Could be up, but make sure there's space between the ears and shoulders. On an exhale, round your back and drop the head. And round on every in and exhale. We'll come back to Samvrit Pranayam. In for the same count as you hold, out for the same count, and hold for the same count. And through the nose, out through the nose. And as you're holding the posture. it doesn't matter how long you breathe in, let everything adjust to that in. If you notice something is difficult, then adjust the in-breath accordingly. If you feel like you can't breathe out for that long, or hold at the bottom for that long, all of that we'll take into consideration as we breathe in. Move in other ways that feel nice. Our body knows best. Just listen in on what the body might want to do right now. And then inhale, raise your right arm. As you exhale, slightly lift it out a little bit or a lot. Straighten your right leg. Right arm goes to the front. And if you want to bring that left foot all the way out, you will feel a little less wobbly probably. If you find where you are, stay where you are. Maybe raise your right foot off the ground, and if you wanted to, you could also grab hold of your right foot with the right hand, push that heel towards your buttocks, and look up to the ceiling. Then release, and from here, that right arm goes up and over to the left side, where we rest the head and raise the left arm and gently press our hips towards the right side. We can then straighten the left leg, knee off the ground, or even the leg off the ground. Left hand presses into the ground to take us back onto all fours. And from Brahmanasana to the other side, left arm goes up and reaches out. And we breathe. Feel the breath. From here, sliding the right foot out a little bit if you need to, or a lot. Straighten your left leg, sending it to the back, right arm, left arm to the front, right hand still on the ground. Kind of necessary. And if you wanted to raise that left foot, you could also grab hold of the foot and pull it in. Looking up to the ceiling. As the knee goes down, the arm goes up, and then from here over to the right side and onto the ground. Once comfortable, we raise the right arm and we push our hips to the left. Straighten the right leg. Again, it's optional. You can stay where you are. Sometimes it's actually quite nice to have those knees on the ground, to focus on the back. And if you wanted to, you could raise the right leg here as well. And release onto all fours from here into Padmanabhasana. Round your back, move the hips from side to side. And breathe in and arch. Breathe out and round. Couple more. And then we tuck our toes under and we raise the knees off the ground, just ever so slightly off the ground. Long arms, strong shoulders, so shoulder blades stay apart as we inhale and arch, and exhale and round. And after the next exhale, push your hips up. And let the heels get heavy, and may just be a little bit nicer to test the waters a little bit, to start to paddle. And see how you feel. If you're ready to bring both heels towards the ground, just let them get heavy. It doesn't mean they have to be on the ground. Just starting to lengthen into the whole of the back body. Long legs, long arms, long spine. Tailbone pressing up. Mountain, of course, more widely known in the Western Downward Dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So that one part of the two dogs that both represent Shiva. Let your shoulders lift you a little bit higher. That feeling of even longer arms. Keep the shoulders where they are as you raise your right leg high. Look to the front. Step to the front. Breathe in, raise your right arm. On an exhale, hand comes down, and right leg goes back up. And move into ankle and toes. And flex the foot, drop the heel. One more time, we breathe in and look to the front. We breathe out and step to the front. And we inhale and raise the arms and straighten the torso. And on an exhale, hands come down and we step that right foot to the back. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale, left arm goes up. And then on an exhale, hand comes down, left leg goes back up, nice and high. Move into your ankle and into the toes. And then flex the foot, drop the heel. And step to the front again. Breathe in, Ashwasanjananasana. Bring the hands down and step to the front. Just nice and gently drop your head, your torso, and bring the feet together if they're not already together. Bring your fingertips underneath your toes. Let your legs get a little bit softer if you want. And then bring your hands underneath your feet. Maybe the little fingers are
looking out. The rest of the fingers are just disappearing. We keep the hands where they are as we straighten the arms and torso. And then release the hands and reach the arms to the front, coming halfway up. Remember to breathe. Come all the way up to standing. Arms high, shoulders down. Inhaling into a little arch. Doesn't have to be deep. Keep breathing in the way you were before. On an exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. And close your eyes. Harder to do Surya Namaskar with the eyes closed when we haven't done it with the eyes open yet. And who's up for a challenge? I wasn't asking. I was asking, but I didn't mean it. We are going to do this, whether you like it or not. Eyes closed, breathe in, raise the arms. Breathe out, arms next to the ears as you come halfway down and then slowly all the way down. And of course I'm kidding, you open the eyes whenever you want to, whenever you need to. Maybe you've got them open and don't think about closing them at all, that's fine as well. On an inhale, step your right foot to the back. And as you exhale, sink your hips down. So we were in Ashwa Sanjalanasana, in that high lunge. This is still a high lunge in that the right knee stays off the ground, but of course this is more like a low lunge because we're coming from the bottom, you're super low. If you want, you could raise the arms here and straighten the torso. And release. And keep the hips low and slide that left foot to the back so that we're landing in a plank. Remember, the breath is steady, we're not holding the breath. On an exhale, drop your knees, arch your back, drop your chest and chin. And inhale, drop the hips, raise the chest, stay low. Feel your ribcage in touch with the ground. Arms bent, elbows in, shoulders down. Keep your neck relaxed. If you're unsure, move it a little bit. On the next inhale, we come higher, keeping the pubic bone in touch with the ground, keeping the arms slightly bent. On an exhale, we tuck our toes under and push the hips up to that mountain or downward dog. Now inhale, step to the front. Exhale, step to the front. Unhelpfully, I didn't tell you right foot first. It's okay. And from here, on an inhale, try and send the fingertips to the front and let them guide the way up. And on an exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. And we inhale, raise the arms. On the next inhale, we might come into a back bend. And on the next exhale, through that halfway position, so really long arms, come all the way down into a forward fold. And inhale, step your left foot to the back. Exhale and sink your hips down. Hands can stay on the ground, or you could open the eyes if you feel like you want to raise the arms, but you feel a little bit wobbly with the eyes closed.
comes up or down, whatever works. And breathe in. And as you exhale, come into a plank. And breathe in that plank. Even though we're engaging the core here, it doesn't mean we're completely getting rid of that diaphragmatic breath. You're still feeling movement there. On an exhale, drop your knees, chest and chin. And inhale, drop your hips, raise the chest. If you're quite high already, and you feel like you want to do more, hands a little bit further forwards to the edges of the mat, so you can straighten the arms all the way, keeping the pubic bone in touch with the ground though, knees apart, feet up, and trying to get the feet towards the head and the head towards the feet. On an exhale, come down, hands adjust, coming back next to the chest, and we push ourselves up into Ardha. And then inhale, step your left foot to the front. See, I'm learning. Exhale, step your right foot to the front. Aren't you glad you've got me? And on an inhale, fingertips guide the way up as you come all the way to standing into Hasta Padmasana. And on your next exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay. Maybe if you had the eyes open, close them now. Feel your heartbeat.